Well, hello there. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Bellingham. Grateful that you're joining us either today, Sunday, the 28th of March, or some other day. Each day I offer a gratitude, and today I want to offer a gratitude for our community here and our community abroad as well. So many of you are joining us from other places. Why am I grateful for our community? We're a group of people with very diverse views on very many different topics, from reincarnation to politics. And we've come together because we want to support each other in love on the spiritual path. And that is something to be grateful for in this world that often, when there are divergent views, there is conflict. So gratitude to all of you for the love you bring to one another here and afar. And with that gratitude, I'm going to turn you over to someone I'm grateful for, our music director, Amber Darlin.
Well, good morning, everybody. Well, let's sing into this day. Swing open my heart, give thanks for the day. Gonna let love fill me up, get right back to the start. This is how I was made, free from the worry and free from the fear. I know spirit is peace, loving kindness in me right now, right here. Singing, don't worry, sing with me, about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright, yeah, yeah. Singing, don't worry, about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Swing open our hearts, swing open our hearts. Give thanks for the day. Gonna let love fill me up, get right back to the start. This is how I was made, free from the worry and free from the fear. I know spirit is peace, loving kindness in me right now, right here. Sing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Sing, don't worry. Sing it, don't worry. No, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, yeah. Sing, don't worry. Sing it, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, yeah. Oh, every little thing is gonna be alright. Do you believe it? I do. Yeah, every little thing is gonna be alright. Well, good morning, everybody, or whenever you are tuned in. Why don't you take a minute, if you're on social media out there, to say hello to some of our spiritual community. Type in your name, let us know where you're from. So glad you're here today. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul welcome here. My soul is 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 welcome here. Well, we are going to move along to our practitioner of the day for an invocational prayer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Philip Flores. I am one of the licensed practitioners here at the center. So please join me for an opening invocation. So know with me that there's only one divine presence, one divine love, one divine mind, and it is here now and always. And I am connected. I am part. I am an individualized expression of this one. And with that, I carry the love, the compassion, the understanding that all is well and that I am one with the one and you are one with this one too. And this brings me a sense of wholeness, of completeness, of belonging to this present moment. And I allow this awareness into my every daily activities, into my thoughts, into my actions, into my words. And I carry this throughout the day with me, throughout my moments, and it fills me with joy, with confidence, and with appreciation. And as we gather here this morning and listen to our wonderful Senior Minister, Reverend Dr. Andrea Asebedo, I am filled with so much gratitude for this community. I am filled with so much love and joy, and I'm grateful that you're here with us this morning. I release this to Spirit, knowing it guides me to the next best steps, and so it is.
Thank you, Philip. With these eyes I will see, with this heart I will be, opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. With this love I will lead, with this grace I will breathe, deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Spirit, know my name, call me home, light these darkened days. Oh Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. With these eyes I will see, with this heart I will be, opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. With this love I will lead, with this grace I will breathe, deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Spirit, know my name. Spirit, know my name. Call me home. Light these darkened days. Oh Spirit, show your truth Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. Oh, let love be our legacy. Yes, let love be our legacy. Blessed river, polishing stones, she is polishing our hearts. We are claiming our thrones to sit side by side in our awakened homes. Love is always watching. Love is always watching. And we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Medicine giver, gentle spirit of the land, she is polishing our hearts in ways we do not understand. We walk side by side and offer both our hands. Love is always watching. Love is always watching. Let's sing. Yeah, we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayers for freedom. And we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Brothers, sisters, brave pilgrims of the night, we have followed our hearts, and to truth we have arrived, to sit side by side in humanity's light. Love is always watching. Love is always watching. Yeah, we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayers for freedom. And we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Sing with me, let's sing this out into the world. And we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayers for freedom. And we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world.
Thank you, Amber and Philip. That was wonderful. And welcome again, everyone. I'm speaking today under the yearly theme of On the Brink of Everything, which certainly feels like what's happening in the outer world. And today's topic is how it all belongs, which I wonder if you're wondering that along with me. How does this all belong? How does the pandemic fit in? And how do all the very difficult societal issues fit in? And what do we do? And so the quote today is from one of my new BFFs. You know, along with Jack Kornfield, this guy has really rocked my world. His name is Parker J. Palmer. He's written a number of books. He's incredible. Here's the quote. We need a coat with two pockets. In one pocket there is dust, and in the other pocket is gold. We need a coat with two pockets to remind us who we are. And that quote has to do with the spiritual understanding that in order for us to evolve and grow in our own right, We have to be able to integrate everything that we are and continue to invite it to a greater idea. And so I was meditating this morning, as usual, and sometimes I get a message, and the message was Emerson. Now, you probably know that I love Ralph Waldo Emerson, but I haven't been talking much about him, I realized. And that was all I got. I didn't get which essay, I didn't get which quote, I just got Emerson. So I spent quite a bit of time looking at Emerson, and I'm bringing you a quote that was written, of course, in the 18th century. So I'm going to read it to you, and then I'm going to translate, because the language has evolved as we have. But this is from his essay on circles, and has to do with how do we find a way to integrate our lives and move forward, integrate societal issues and move forward as a society, all of that. So here's the quote. I'm gonna paraphrase. The key to every one of us is our thought. Sturdy and defying though we look, we have a helm which we obey. We can only be reformed by being shown a new idea, which countermands or evolves our own. The life of each of us is a self-evolving circle, which from a ring imperceptibly small, rushes on all sides outward to new and larger circles. The extent to which this generation of circles, wheel without wheel, will go depends on the force of truth of the individual soul. For it is the inert effort of each thought having formed itself in a circular wave of circumstance, as for example an empire, or rules of an art, or a local usage, to heap itself onto that ridge and seek to hem and solidify in that life. But if the soul is quick and strong, it bursts out over that boundary on all sides and expands another orbit into the great deep. Okay, so that's all 19th century languaging, but this is what he's saying. It is so true that I just wanted to read you what he said and then tell you. So for us as individuals and for us as a society, which is made up of us as individuals, what happens is we're living our lives from a particular idea or a set of ideas or a set of perceptions or beliefs. And those perceptions and beliefs form the boundaries. They hem and stop any newer idea from coming unless we're aware that that's the pattern. And anyone on a spiritual path eventually begins to recognize that there's a pattern going on that, on the one hand, urges us to burst free from the boundaries that have been made by these perceptions that are often limited, and move into a greater circle of expression and understanding, while at the same time there is a force that would like us to stay put where we are, hemmed in and safe. Of course, this has been the problem for humanity all along. All the great world traditions, in one way or another, speak to this tendency of the sacred human to want to be safe, to want things to be predictable, to want things to be comfortable. And because of that tendency, often sacred humans find themselves stuck in patterns of reaction and action that don't go anywhere. They're sort of stuck. And the evolving circles of our lives keep pushing us to burst through those and open to a greater idea, which we can do. There's nothing standing in the way, really. It's just our own tendency. So that, my friends, is both the dust and the gold. So let me talk about the dust for a minute. And I'll tell you a story from my experience. On my 60th birthday in that year, one of my wonderful daughters, Kelly, gifted me with a trip to Italy with her. It was just Kelly and me. And I had always wanted to go to Italy. As you know, I love cooking, so I was very excited about exploring the different regions of Italy and sampling different food, and so we did that. And we did a lot of walking, and we did a lot of exploring. And we came to the city of Siena. And Siena is a walled city, like many in Italy. And Kelly put us up in a beautiful apartment in the actual wall of the city. So we were right there with the inner city just below our feet. We were up on the second floor. It was beautiful. So while we were in Siena, we did many things, but one of the things we did is we did a wine tasting. And the woman who was leading that wine tasting was Swedish, but she was living in Italy, and she had become a wine aficionado and was writing for the Swedish papers about the Italian wines. So she had a lot of knowledge that way, but she also imparted a whole bunch of history about the region, particularly Siena and Florence, which is not that far away. And this is what I learned. So you'll remember the plague, right? Sort of like what we're going through now. And in those days, with a very, very, very much smaller population worldwide, the plague, the Black Plague, killed 50 million people. Now, there were not that many millions in the world. So it was about a third of the earthly population of sacred humans at that point were killed by the Black Plague. Side note to my story, I looked up, well, how did they come out of that? And it turns out, guess what? They isolated. And then it passed. But did you know that the plague still exists in 3 different locations in the world? Yes, it does. One of them is where I used to live in Redding, California. That's another side note. So back to the story. So she was telling us that Siena had been in an epic competition with Florence for trade, and that at the time that the Black Plague hit, Siena had eclipsed Florence in its attraction of different trade and market things and all sorts of things going on. So they were at the peak of their economic wealth and prosperity and success when the plague hit. And the plague hit Florence, but it hit Siena harder. Now keep in mind, when I was in Italy, the plague had been completed for 600 years. And this is what that Swedish wine enthusiast said. She said, Siena has never recovered. Now, I don't know if that hits you the way it hit me, but I was stunned. 600 years, and the city of Siena never recovered. And I carried that story back with me because it was so striking. And so, of course, that story reminds me of our time now, because in a very real way, we're going through our own form of plague, not caused in the same way, but certainly having the same effect. Millions and millions and millions, millions affected and millions dead from this plague. And I keep wondering, are we going to be Florence, which actually rebounded from the plague and became the center of all the trade and shipping and all of that? Or are we going to be Siena as a people, worldwide, but also in where I'm standing, which is the United States? And not only that, but I took it to heart in terms of my personal life, that story. And I began to ask myself the question, well, if I'm hit by a wave of something that takes me down, am I going to be Florence or am I going to be Siena? And what made the difference? And you'll remember a few weeks ago, if you didn't hear the talk, there's something that's called, I'm sure you've heard of this term, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, but there's something that's called post-traumatic stress growth, PTG for short, post-traumatic growth. And post-traumatic growth actually occurs more frequently than post-traumatic disorder. So interesting, huh? So Florence happens more than Siena in my analogy here, but we only hear about Siena. So I began to ask the question, all right, well, so the dust for we humans, the one pocket that we have, is fear, pride, delusion, and hatred, right? I mean, those are the things that in all of us arise when we want to be comfortable and it's not comfortable. We want to be free and we don't feel free. We want to have things that we can call mine and we have to share. These kinds of darker, lower vibrational energies come up: hatred, greed, delusion, and pride. So if those are the dust, then I would imagine that when a wave of something hits me, those are the things that would automatically, habitually, without any particular conscious thought, arise in me and make me respond in certain ways from those lower vibrations if I'm not paying attention to the other part of me, which is the gold. So let me look at how that would show up if gold was not present. So you may remember at the beginning of the pandemic, we ran out of toilet paper as a people. Yes, we did. And that was because the dust showed up and people were like, oh no, baby, I'm not going to be without. I don't care about you other people. I'm taking it all. Me, and I'm going to hoard it, right? And a lot of that happened, not necessarily for you, but maybe it did. And, you know, the point of this talk is integration, is understanding the places that arise when difficulties show up, when the plague happens, when a disappointment happens, when some very difficult life experience happens. You're laid off of work, your partner leaves you, whatever. Dust is likely to show up, the dust of those kinds of feelings. So that can really stop us from growing if we let it. So we have to know about the gold in our nature as well, and the gold in the nature of society, because that didn't just happen with individuals wanting to have everything they might need in case we were closed in for a long time. It happened societally as well. You may have noticed there was a lot going on that was very based in delusion, pride, greed, and hatred. A lot. Still going on. Because if we have it in the individual, we have it in the society, right? So we need gold in the society as well as gold in the individual. So here's the gold in the individual. There is, just as there is thoughts and words and outer actions that are unhealthy and habitual and destructive in some way, there are also thoughts, words, and outer actions that are filled with kindness. They're filled with beneficial outcomes. They're filled with a concern for others, love that meets the suffering of another, compassion, that's what that stands for, and a lack of selfishness, a generosity, right? And that's the gold in you, and you have it a lot, and in me. It's also the gold in our society. And it shows up in our individual lives when we do things that take us beyond the habituated unhealthy patterns of greed and pride and delusion and hatred, and we move past that into something greater. And it is a greater vibration, a higher vibration of energy, and it carries us past the rimmed, shut off places in our hearts and minds into a place where we can offer who we are at a deeper level, at a greater level, into our world, to ourselves, and to other people. It's very powerful. So I was driving someone home last night, and they love TikTok videos. Maybe you do too. They're very funny. This particular one was about a young man who took his stimulus check, this most recent one, $1,400, and he went to Starbucks all over town, and he bought $5 gift cards. And he stood in front of the hospital where he lived, and he gave every healthcare worker, whether they were, you know, an orderly or a nurse or a doctor, a therapist, it didn't matter, $5 gift cards. And what was moving about that story was not only did he use all of that money to reach out and thank the people in his community for caring for people, but to watch the expression of tenderness and tears in the healthcare workers' eyes for being valued and appreciated. And that's the gold. That's the gold. And it shows up all over the place if you begin to start paying attention to it. You can see it everywhere. It doesn't take long at all. You can see people doing simple, simple, simple things that are filled with compassion and kindness and generosity all over the bloody planet, truly. And so for you and for me, that is our way to burst out of the rimmed, closed ideations, perceptions, and habits that we have and begin to open to a greater expression. Why is that important? Well, PTG or PTSD, honestly. As a former therapist or retired therapist, I can tell you that the people that are able to recover from trauma, recover from difficult life circumstances, recover, let's say, from being isolated for over a year, the people that are going to recover from that are the people that are willing to grow from the experience. Now, this is no Pollyanna message, although it may sound like it, because growth is not necessarily easy. But the truth of the matter is, if we're going to move out from this pandemic, out from the isolation that we've been experiencing, then we really have two choices. We have the choice of the dust or the gold. And to blend both and then allow the gold to carry us beyond the limits and the boundaries of our ideas and our thoughts and our habits. Because you may have noticed you've developed some habits over this year if you've been isolating that are, some of them might be healthy and some of them might not be. And in order to experience post-traumatic growth, we have to really know what those unhealthy patterns are and be willing to work to change them. Drop by drop, bit by bit, step by step, whatever it takes, moving beyond what we've created in this year of isolation so that we can grow, so that we can be the beneficial presence in the world, so that we can be Florence, not Siena, so that we can recover, not only recover, I'm not talking economically, but rather recover the soul of our own lives and the soul of our communities and our society. This sounds like a big task, so it's a really good thing we have Spirit on board, because Spirit already knows how to do this. Spirit knows how to do this by means of you and by means of me. So your task this week, if you choose to accept it, is to look deeply at the dust and the gold in your own life, in your own way of living right now, and to work with diligence to bring forward the gold and break through the rimmed off places that the dust has created in you. And you know what? I'm going to do the same so that we move forward as a community and a society and become even greater, even more generous, even more beneficial in the way we live than we have been before. So please join me in a prayer for that, and we'll move into the rest of our day. So take a breath with me. And choose this prayer if you would like as I speak it for myself. Beloved Spirit, presence within, I am so grateful for the life that I have, for the love that I am and that comes to me. I'm grateful for intelligence operating in me at all times, an intelligence that is vast, unlimited, and always seeking to be the evolution in me. I now allow that evolution to carry me past the boundaries and the barriers that may be holding me back from being even more of a blessing in the world and a blessing to my family and a blessing to myself. I know what carries me is not only the evolutionary intelligence that is seeking to evolve everything all the time, but I know that there is an operation of vast, unconditional love that joins with that, so that a higher intelligence and a deeper love than I can even fathom is operating in me at this very moment. activating it now with my heartfelt wish to move forward in growth, in love, in generosity, in kindness, and in strength. I open the doors of mind and heart, willing to see the dust and focusing on the gold, allowing that to carry me into this new life that is slowly and beautifully emerging after pandemic. Again, I say thank you, and so it is. All right, now I'm going to shift gears for a minute and tell you a little bit about what's happening here at the center. So today, the 28th of March, we're having an annual general meeting on Zoom. You can find the link for that meeting on our website, and we would love you to join us, even if you're not a member of our community. We are a transparent organization, so you hear all about our finances and our plans and what happened last year and what's going to happen this year. And we'll honor some people and we'll elect some new board members. So that starts at noon. We try to keep it to about an hour, so plan on that. Our book study on the book All We Can Save, that's being presented by two of our Earth Stewards, is starting on March 31st. And we would really like you to join that if you would like. The books are available, but you need to let us know right away that you would like to attend. The book study time has changed because of people's schedules. So instead of starting at 6, it starts at 6:30 and it goes to 8. So it's an hour and a half for 6 weeks, and you are welcome to join. We also, next Sunday, which is Easter, have a couple of things going on. So if you would like to join us for our after service Zoom discussion, a practitioner and a board member will be leading that discussion at noon. If you are able to come and be here in person at noon, there will be an outdoor Easter blossoming ceremony, and we would love you to be here if you would like to join us. It will be happening rain or shine, so dress appropriately. We are going to be standing outside, so if standing for about 20 minutes is too much for you, please bring a lawn chair and feel free to sit. And then some of us, you don't have to, but if you want to, are going after the blossoming ceremony to clean graves at our local cemetery, particularly graves of those whose families are no longer with us and the graves are untended. So you're welcome to help us with that. That's next Sunday. April 2nd, this coming Friday, I'm doing Creativity as a Spiritual Practice, and the folks that are running that asked me to do it because they know that my creative practice is cooking. So I've included in the announcements an ingredient list if you would like to join me at home in making this particular dish. A lot of people have said, well, I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to watch you. So, okay, go ahead, be a voyeur. And you'll learn a lot, hopefully, and we'll talk. There's time for questions and answers during this hour and a half. It's this Friday. It starts at 6 o'clock via Zoom, and you can find the link in the calendar on our website. And then I'm also doing a 2-hour workshop, seminar kind of thing called Medicine for the Spirit, Self-Realization in the Time of Pandemic. This is happening on April 6th, which is a Tuesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. If you would like to be a part of that, please register for that and make sure that you bring with you that evening a journal, something to write with, and we'll have a wonderful time kind of exploring a few ideas through story, poetry, and introspection, and some interactive sharing. So a wonderful evening will be had by all, I hope. Don't forget that we have a lot of wonderful things that the practitioners here at our center are offering out of their generous spirits. A prayer treatment in the morning, Monday through Friday at 7, gratitudes in the evening, Monday through Friday, 8:45. And I believe this will be our last midweek evening meditation on Wednesday at 7 p.m. So feel free to join them in any of that. Right now, I'm going to turn you back over to our wonderful music director, Amber, and maybe I'll see you at the annual general meeting. Have a wonderful day.
What a lovely message that was today. Thank you, Dr. Andrea. All right, let's sing in gratitude. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. this healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love. Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love. This healing, this healing, this healing love. This healing, this healing, this healing love for peace. Thank you for this peace, Spirit. Thank you for this peace. Thank you for this peace, Spirit. Thank you for this peace. This healing, this healing, this healing peace. This healing, this healing, this healing peace. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Sing it. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. So grateful for each and every one of you and your presence here today. We'll see you again soon. Bye, everybody.